What's going on, guys? Greg Romero here. Today is New Year's Day. Happy New Year's. And I have a challenge. My foot is hurt. I want to get a workout in. I avoided the group ride because I know if I would have joined them, probably would have injured my foot a little bit more. Because unconsciously, I'm just not going to, I'm going to go all out. So today I want to knock out two birds with one stone. I want to get a decent workout in without hurting my foot. And also at the same time, I want to reach the milestone of 1,000 efforts up Torrey Pines, which is a 1.5 mile climb here locally in Del Mar in San Diego. And I'm at 965 efforts. I need 35 more in. So if I can get a workout in and also knock out some efforts, that would be awesome. Let's do this. All right, warm up felt good. Let's try the first effort and see how we go. Also, I want to talk about goals and resolutions. Can we talk about that? Let me tell you about my goals and resolutions. That second effort felt pretty good, man. Felt pretty good. My foot is still hurt. When it comes to goals, it's all about sustainability, isn't it? And sustainability is all going to come down to the purpose. What is the purpose of your goal? And making sure that it's contextualized, right? Contextualized meaning, is it good for you, but is also good for your family, your community, your world. That's really important when it comes down to your goals. Now, man, that was a good workout. Yeah, so sweet spot work is pretty much, it's all about improving, for me, my endurance, an easy way for me to do an hour workout and feeling like I've expanded my match book. That way, when I show up on the weekend group ride, or I want to ride with some buddies who are consistently putting in, anywhere from 10 to 16 hours worth of work, in an effort for me to keep up with them, if I would have to pretty much either do the same amount of work in terms of zone 2 volume, I just don't have time for that. And many may find they don't have time for that anyways. And so, sweet spot work for me is just a quick and easy way, kind of like a poor man's way of increasing their FTP, their functional threshold power. I have found through when I used to race crit racing, I can spend more time on the front, burn more matches, and have energy at the end to sprint and go for the win. And also I'm finding with sweet spot work, I just don't feel like my legs are cramping. I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of fatigue towards the end of rides. And I think it's a really, really easy way to do it. Now, Now, the general parameters for sweet spot work is basically anywhere from 84% to 97% of your FTP. The effort, it should be hard. You should be able to, have a conversation. Well, I shouldn't say you should have a conversation, but the perfect duration for me is around 10 minutes. Now, I just did 7.5 minutes. I just wanted to go up and down Torrey Pines and get quick runs, and so that was around 7.5 minutes. So I did 4 of those and spent around 28 minutes in sweet spot. Generally speaking, I usually go out and do 2 10 minutes. For a recreational cyclist like myself that wants to keep up with the sport cyclist in the group ride, some of the racers in the group ride, 2 by 10 for me is perfect. I do a warm up and then I do 2 10 minutes and I'm done. I'm done in like 45 minutes, and it's great if you're a working athlete and also someone that doesn't want to spend a whole lot of time on the bike. Again, can we talk about goals? It's New Year's Day, and I'm reading and hearing and feeling all of these ambitions of creating 2021 goals, right? It happens every January, and typically, some of the things that people want to improve upon, number one, it's always going to be health. If you don't have any health issues and everything's well, then usually they focus on money, right? So it's usually those 2 things. It's usually something like this where, they're moving away from pain and moving towards pleasure. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? And at the end of the day, the problem that we see with people that are trying to improve their health is that they're not creating what I call a lifelong aim. So I go for lifelong aims. I don't really worry about goals, because here's the problem with goals. Goals, once you accomplish it, you're done. And then it's like, now what? So the best way I help out my clients, my athletes, my execs with goals is that we focus on aims, lifelong aims. And then we figure out what are the steps that we need to knock out, what are the goals that we need to knock out in an effort to ensure that we're spiraling up, heading towards that aim. Now, when it comes to aims, for example, we'll just use health and fitness. For me, the reason why I ride my bike is because a number of things. When it comes to health and fitness, I want to be fit. I want a low percentage of body fat. I want a good cardio system. And then, of course, when it comes to like riding my bike, I want to be able to enjoy camaraderie. I want to be able to be a little bit competitive from time to time. I want to be able to, if I want to be, not only that, if I want to stay with some of the fast guys, I need to be fit for that. So that's why I ride my bike. I don't ride to race. I don't feel like I need to compete. And so, I have a lifelong aim of being fit. And when it comes to my diet, I also make easy decisions where it's like, oh, what's my lifelong aim? Well, I'm looking to be fit. I want to make sure that, healthy teeth, healthy cardio system, healthy everything, right? I mean, at the end of the day, for me, I'm making sure that the parameters that I set for myself are going to be congruent with who I'm trying to become in my lifelong aim as it pertains to health and fitness. So that means any decision I make, whether it's a physical decision or whether it's an eating decision, is going to be based upon my lifelong aim. Whatever my body ends up by default, then so be it. I don't make goals of like, oh, I want to weigh a certain amount. I don't make goals of, oh, I want 6-pack abs. I don't make goals that, I don't really make goals like that, because once I hit it or when I get close to it, then I start to back off, take my foot off the gas pedal, and then the nose will start to kind of dip back down and I'll fall back down. And that's what most people do when they create these short-term goals and they make it seem like it's this lifelong achievement. And the bottom line is, once you accomplish the goal, now what? The problem is with your unconscious programming, you let off the gas pedal and then the nose dips back down. And then you find year after year, you're doing this with your weight. You're doing this with your money and finances. You're doing this with your relationships. And so if you create that lifelong aim and figure out what does it mean to be healthy, or what does it mean to have an awesome working career? What does it mean to have awesome money and finances? Set up those parameters, live within those parameters, then you won't get caught up in creating these crazy goals. However, you still will create goals that will ensure, they're basically key performance indicators that will ensure that you're spiraling up, making sure that you're heading towards that aim. One of my great teachers always talks about, flying from San Diego all the way to Kona, Hawaii, where he lives. And he says, look, You know, it's not a linear path, point A to point B. You know, the thing is that you have to have flexibility when you're on the path, when you're on your path to your aim, because you're going to be navigating weather, you're going to undulate, you're going to run into obstacles, and you have to be able to have the flexibility to continue on the path to ensure that you're knocking down those goals, to make sure you're spiraling up to achieve that aim. The problem is that when people create goals, is that they get started, they start taking all this massive action, and then all of a sudden they run into one major goal or some kind of hiccup, and then they say, you know what, screw this, it's too much, I'm just going to go back and do whatever I do. And they do that unconsciously anyways. They're going to go back and do whatever they want to do because they haven't changed the identity through their values and beliefs. So if you could set that lifelong aim, that changes your values. And once you change your values, then you have an awesome opportunity to stay on the path, have flexibility to stay on the path and achieve that goal and continuously go for your aim. All right, I think that's enough. Signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep riding, keep smiling, practice gratitude, and have fun.